All right, back to back, straight into the next video here, talking about how to increase testosterone levels naturally. And this is something that I'm doing. So before you guys think that I'm giving you advice that I'm not taking myself, not true, I am doing it. So let's try to make this video not too long, but basically the biggest thing you want to do is figure out how to fix your lifestyle and then figure out how to supplement to increase your natural testosterone. Now, why would you want to do this? Right now, guys, there's a lot of talk going around about men's testosterone being low, and it's true. It's sad, but we got to work to bring it back up. Testosterone is our drive. It's how we achieve what we want in life. It's our male essence. So think about that. With all that stuff said about what it is, wouldn't you want more of that? If you don't want more of that, you want less drive, you want to achieve less, you want less of a masculine vibe. Like, that's not something that I want. I want a higher testosterone. So let's figure out how to do that. So honestly, guys, like, I was kind of joking around a little bit about that stuff at the beginning, but truly that is kind of what testosterone is for men. It's really about drive. It gives you a lot of drive, and it allows you to be very ambitious. And so you want as much of that as possible. And the thing is, how to increase your testosterone levels naturally to the highest level that you can get naturally, because your body's never going to release so much testosterone that you're going to be like at risk of having like side effects that you would get from having excessive testosterone. Say if you like injected testosterone because you were like a bodybuilder and you're taking really high doses of testosterone, then yes, you could end up getting negative side effects from that. Like, you're gonna have too much like too much like lipids and fats in your blood, and just your hormonal pathways are just gonna go out of whack, and like you're gonna get just fat deposition where you don't want it to be. You're gonna get blockages in like your arteries, and there's so many like whatever side effects you're gonna get, but that's not like a high testosterone naturally. That's injecting testosterone into your body. So of course, if you're gonna go above what your body could produce peak optimal naturally, then yes, you're gonna have to start worrying about side effects. But if you're sticking to the peak levels naturally, then you're not gonna have to worry about side effects. Yes, I'm supplementing, but it's within safe amounts of supplementation. And these are natural supplements. They're not anything that's like steroidal. So it's not gonna make you overproduce testosterone. It might bump it up, but again, it's just gonna enhance what your body can produce naturally and not exceed basically your natural limit of testosterone production. So with that out of the way, lifestyle fixes should be the first goal. So when you build your testosterone, it allows you to achieve more in life, like I said, which can lead to more increases in testosterone as you create new opportunities and continue to improve. So it's basically like a positive cycle. With it being linked to ambition and drive, if you start achieving more, the sheer visual of success and the sheer accomplishment is going to lead you to have bigger and bigger goals and more ambitious goals, and that's going to increase your drive. That's going to increase your compliance with sticking to, you know, the plan of improving your testosterone. And mentally, you're probably going to release, this is a bit of bro science here, but you're going to mentally release chemicals like dopamine and stuff like that positively influence the cycle of setting a goal, achieving a goal, setting a more ambitious goal, rising to the occasion to be able to achieve that more ambitious goal, achieving that ambitious goal, and then continuing to raise the bar. And wherever you raise the bar to, you're now having a new baseline maintenance level that's much higher than your previous baseline level. So it's a positive cycle to build your testosterone and to maintain it. Another thing you want to do is eliminate any kind of star ORN, any kind of pixelated like pleasure, any kind of self-pleasure. That's going to do wonders to increase your test and your confidence, eliminate anxiety, and honestly so much more. It just makes your life 100% better. There's nothing to gain doing that, so just get rid of it out of your life 100%. Next, what you want to do is you want to lose weight and you want to get lean. You don't have to get too lean. For most guys, the healthiest body fat that you can be at to supplement, or to not supplement, but to basically promote the healthiest version of yourself and the highest levels of natural testosterone would be anywhere from like 8 to 19%. If you want to get a little bit leaner because you like the look, which is what I'm going for, I'm trying to get down to like 8 to 10%, then that's fine. I wouldn't suggest going much lower than 8%. If you have really good genetics, maybe you can operate 100% optimally at like 6 to 7%. But I would say probably no one can really do that. And if you can, then you're a very rare exception. So just assume that that's not you. Otherwise, you would know it's you because you'd probably be shredded all your life. And find it really hard to put on weight. So if that's not you, then it's probably not you. So try to get down to like 9%, 10%, and that should be just fine. Make sure you lift weights because lifting weights helps you to release hormones and positively influence that cycle of building testosterone. Now, some of this is going to be, like I said, a little bit of bro science, but I don't need science to tell me that if men's hormones, if the male hormone is testosterone and it's related to like drive and ambition, lifting weights has to positively influence that cycle. And there are studies to show that, like people say that when you do say like certain exercises like deadlifts, certain big compound movements, that you are releasing like growth hormones and stuff like that. And if you're thinking about growth hormones and you know what growth hormones do and how they build up your body, then you have to imagine that that's linked also to testosterone. So then you would probably assume that that would positively influence that cycle anyways. And I think it does. Next point, you want to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep most nights. It's going to be different for everybody, but I would say on average, that's what most people should be getting. Eat enough fat. By the way, red meat is healthy. It's not bad for you. Unless you have insulin resistance, then there may be some issues with the LDL because then it can get trapped within your arteries and then it can get oxidized. But if you don't have issues with your insulin and your blood sugar, then actually red meat's pretty healthy for you. Saturated fat's healthy for you. Cholesterol's healthy for you. You just really got to make sure that you don't become insulin resistant and try to limit the junk food, try to limit your sugar, and then get some sunlight. And that just means, you know, going outside, not being stuck in your mom's basement, stuck inside all day. Actually get outside and do something, whether that's going for a walk or just opening the door and just getting a bit of direct sunlight, opening your windows and getting sunlight through that. But ideally you get it through like direct contact from the sun rays going directly to your skin, not through a window or whatever. Get that direct sunlight. You don't have to take off your shoes and walk on the ground and ground yourself or whatever, like how some people do. But if you want to do that, go ahead because you're still getting that direct sunlight anyways. So yeah. And now we could talk about boosting with some natural supplements. So the supplements that I am using that's helping me improve my testosterone is Tongat Ali, which is something that I've been trying recently. It's said to increase I believe your free testosterone. I'm not too sure if that's 100% correct, but like I said, I'm giving it a try. I'm supplementing with vitamin D, even though most days I do get outside for at least 10 minutes getting direct sunlight. And I'm supplementing with 5,000 IUs of vitamin D, which is a bit on the higher end, but I want to see if it works and I want to get a high enough dose that's not obviously too high to be dangerous, but high enough to where I should notice a difference if it does work. And some other minerals, guys, that I looked up that apparently is good for your testosterone and just overall health, like men's health, is boron, magnesium, and zinc. So that's what I take. I take 1 pill of Tongat Ali per day. I'm going to show you guys a video of the bottles that I use so you can see the dosing as well. But it's one of those. It's 2 pills of vitamin D because the dosing is 2,500 units per pill. Boron, I can't even remember what the dosing is with that, but I just take 1 pill. Magnesium, I take 1 pill, and it's a magnesium calcium pill. And then zinc, I take 1 pill of that. Overall, just being healthy, guys, should be your first goal. Like I said, fixing those lifestyle choices are the most important things. And that involves eliminating horrible habits. Don't smoke, don't drink, or at least cut down on the drinking, but definitely don't smoke at all. A massive epidemic that I will talk about is the corn industry. It's sucking men of their drive, if you know what I'm saying. It's basically chemical neurological castration, if you think about it. If you avoid this, I'm telling you, it will change your life. Your brain will heal, your body function, all of your bodily functions will improve. So many aspects of your life improve, which allows for proper test production and also allows you to have drive in life to do good habits, which lead to more testosterone. So again, it's feeding that positive cycle. If you're not doing this, what am I saying here, guys? If you're not doing this, you're lean, you sleep enough, or so, oh, I shouldn't have put not here. So basically what I'm saying, if you're doing this, like avoiding these bad habits, like what I just talked about there, and you're lean and you sleep enough, you get a proper diet, enough sunlight, and you're supplementing with the stuff that I mentioned, then you're basically a G. The rest of the supplements and even the vitamin D is really just an added benefit. Like I said, the main thing is the lifestyle choices. And honestly, don't listen to the feminine men that say that you don't need more tests. More natural tests is always going to be good because again, your body has a natural ceiling of testosterone that it can produce when it's optimized, and it's never going to produce too much testosterone to make it produce negative side effects to you. It's more drive. Increase it as much as possible. Your life will be way better. Just think about it with common sense and then make your decision. Make it your decision because of the conclusion that you came to. Science will lag behind new ideas, and science gets things wrong, and science can't account for everything. And this is somebody that works in the healthcare field and respects science, but also understands the limitations of science, and that conversely respects bro science and also understands the limitations of bro science. Basically, you have to have an open mind, and sometimes you just got to use good old common sense. I'm not saying inject test because there's obviously a ceiling to where beyond that it could produce negative side effects. Natural production though, I don't know. I think you want to maximize that, and again, using common sense, do things that feed that positive cycle and increase it as high as possible so you can have the highest drive and achieve the most ambitious goals in this life. You don't need super high doses of those supplements. Just incorporate them in a normal amount. The only one that I'm taking in a bit of a higher dose is the vitamin D, but even that is not super high. And I'm eventually thinking, guys, I've been doing the Tonga LE for almost a month now. I'm thinking of doing 2 pills of that for a month and seeing how I feel. But beyond that, that would probably be the max that I take. So it's nothing necessarily excessive, but you can potentially argue that it's like moderate to high consumption of some of the supplements. But again, they're natural supplements. They're nothing that's like, you know, steroidal. They're not SARMs and stuff like that. They're not peptides. Anyways, give this a try if you'd like. I'm doing it. Stick with it for like 30 days and see if you get better. Then if you do, you better stick with it. Or don't. If you feel like you don't want the high tests and the life benefits that come with it, then don't keep it. And think about it with common sense. When you take advice from somebody, think about what you have to gain and what you have to lose. If you were to do this, I'm literally telling you to improve your life by having good habits and eliminating bad habits. If you were to do this for 30 days, you're not really missing out on anything. Like, are you worried about that? Like, you can't go out and drink. You can't work. Like, you can't, you know, watch some videos that you want to watch, whatever. You're really not losing out on anything. But if this is real and it works and it increases your testosterone, and testosterone is a good thing to increase because it increases your drive and allows you to achieve more in life, then you're gonna miss out on a lot if this is true and you don't do it. So basically, the advice that I'm giving you is not gonna hurt you. If anything, if it doesn't work, it's just a good way to live your life anyways, but then you can just go back to doing whatever you want to do if it doesn't work. But if it does work, then you benefit massively, and you probably want to keep doing this for most of your life or for the rest of your life in whatever kind of capacity, because you could do it, you could alter things around. Like if you want to, I don't drink, but if you want to drink a little bit here and there, you could probably incorporate it and still maximize your testosterone pretty much to the highest level that you can get it while still occasionally drinking. Or you could go periods of time not using these supplements or decreasing your dose, whatever. So yeah, give it a try. Let me know if it works. I've been doing this stuff for 30 days and I didn't do a blood work test to see if my testosterone increased, but I definitely feel a difference in my life for the better. I have more ambition, drive, discipline. Mentally, I feel a lot better, more confident. I definitely think that if I were to test my testosterone initially and then recheck it now, I can pretty much guarantee you that it's higher. And I think it's just gonna keep getting higher. And I'm just trying to maximize it to the highest level that I can get it to naturally. So optimal testosterone levels is what I'm going for, as much as I can basically get naturally, whatever my ceiling is. And I do plan on doing a blood work test at the end, guys. At some point, when I say the end, I don't really know when the end is, but maybe after doing this for a long time, eventually I will do blood work and check my testosterone levels. And I kind of want to see where it is, and I can assume that if it's really high, then it probably wasn't always high, because if I'm getting more confident in life and building more muscle and just getting better overall, then you can probably imagine that since I wasn't getting those results before, I probably made a change in an area like my testosterone that allowed me to therefore start getting these better results in life. So I can pretty well assume that if it's high, that it wasn't high before. And if it's high, at least I have the security of knowing that I have high testosterone. So potentially going off this plan that I currently have would cause me to lower my testosterone and therefore kind of reinforce me not wanting to fall off the plan. Of course, you could always experiment, fall off, see if it makes any change, but I'd be pretty convinced that this stuff is good. I think using common sense, you can kind of see that this stuff would make you increase your testosterone and have the most optimal testosterone levels that you could possibly have naturally. So yeah, at some point I will do that blood work. I'll show you guys what that looks like. I'm not too sure where I'd get that done, but I'll figure that stuff out later. That's not super urgent for me. And then we'll kind of see if it's high, and I'm betting it's going to be high. But also, I don't need blood work results to necessarily show me that these results are working. I can also kind of look at my life and see if I'm getting actual, benefits in terms of my life. Like, is my life getting better in, this area, that area? Am I getting more confident? Am I building more muscle? Am I recovering quicker? Am I, experiencing benefits in this area, this area, this area? If I am, then the numbers probably will reflect that on the blood work. I'm not saying the blood work isn't good to get, because sometimes you could have like a false sense of security and then check the blood work and realize that you're not headed into the right direction. And maybe you could be headed in the wrong direction in a silent way, such that like you don't really notice the negative side effects until it like all hits you at once, and then you're like so far removed from where you should be and you're experiencing like all the negative effects all at once because you're on like a slow decline until you got to like the point of no return, and then now you're just way below where you should be, and now you're noticing all the negative effects on the blood work and physically in your own life all at once, and then it's hard to dig yourself out of that hole. So that could also be something to worry about, but using common sense, it tells me that this plan should work. So I'm gonna keep going. Hope this helped you guys out. Those are my raw thoughts on how to increase your testosterone levels naturally to their most optimal levels, highest levels possible. Because why would you not want that? I know I want that. If you guys want that, give this a try. Let me know if you have a routine to increase your testosterone levels naturally to their peak levels, because I'd want to potentially hear about it and maybe even potentially give it a try. Because maybe there's something that I'm not thinking of. So that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next Kenny's Raw Thoughts. Peace.